Though we have all traveled many uncertain roads, we have always recognized something wasn't right. We searched high and low, yet our paths had never intersected. Our desire to seek truth, then to speak true, has brought us all together. That thing of ours is rooted in truth, because truth is the only unshakable foundation. In the greatest book, it states in John 8:32, "For ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free."
Truth is a powerful force. It is the foundation on which all great achievements are built, and the bedrock of trust and respect in any relationship. When we are rooted in truth, we can be confident that our decisions and actions are grounded in reality rather than in speculation or wishful thinking.
The pursuit of truth is not always easy. It requires courage, perseverance, and a willingness to face uncomfortable facts. But in the end, the truth is always worth it. It allows us to make better decisions, to build stronger relationships, and to create a more just and equitable world.
From politics and world events to entertainment and pop culture, we've got you covered. We'll explore our history and the stories that matter to uncover the truth that lies at the heart of each one. With our fingers on the pulse of the news cycle, we'll provide the insights and analysis you need to stay informed and engaged. As we stay rooted in truth and let the truth guide us in all that we do, let us be willing to listen, to learn, and seek out the facts, even when they challenge our own assumption or belief.
Let us never forget that the pursuit of truth is not just an individual endeavor, but a collective one. Only by working together
With honesty and integrity,
can we build a better future for ourselves
And for generations to come.
This
is
That Thing About.
How's it going, everybody? Thank you for joining us today on this Monday, 17th of February, 2025. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X, Rumble, and Pill.net.
And if you haven't already, please take a minute and give us that virtual hug. If you're over on Rumble or YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you're over on pill.net, take that red pill. If you're over on X, smash that heart. And if you're on Facebook, you know you like to push buttons, and you got 7 choices over there. So go ahead and clickety-click away.
Clickety-click. All right. Well, we truly appreciate all y'all joining us for yet another week. It was a busy weekend, whole bunch of news going on. So we got some stuff like to get to today. Yeah, it's looking pretty exciting out there. Still not tired of winning.
No, not at all. You got F. Clint in the house.
Yo, F. Clint, what's going on, man?
Got Chachi in the house.
Hey, Chachi.
Got Miss Jenny in the house.
Jenny!
Watch out for the frogs, Jenny.
Watch out for the frogs, Jenny.
Got Miss Steph in the house.
Hey, Steph. Say a prayer for your daughter. Okay. She's in the hospital with pneumonia and bronchitis. Oxygen level is low and her heart rate is high. All right. Yeah, definitely praying for her without doubt.
Yeah, definitely.
Whew. All right. So hope everybody had a good weekend, except for those of you who had to work and your weekend's still coming up. We know you're looking forward to your weekend coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Got Mike in the house.
Hey, Mike, what's going on, man? The other half of Mike squared.
Yeah,
Glad to see you here, sir.
absolutely. So you ready to just jump right in because we got a lot to go over?
Yeah, let's go ahead and jump right in.
Can you read that, please?
Yes, ma'am. Tom Homan reveals the number of border encounters today versus under Trader Joe.
Oh, there's the other Mike.
Hey, there's Mike. What's going on, man?
So glad you're here, Mike. Let's
Got Mike
listen.
squared in the house now.
I mean, look, President Trump's been clear. We're going to put the worst of the worst at Gitmo. And look, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. No one's off the table. If you're in this country illegally, it's not okay. But President Trump has said from day one, we're going to concentrate on public safety threats and national security threats. You know, Varn, I looked at the numbers today. In the last 24 hours, A total of 229 people were encountered by the Border Patrol on the southwest border. 229. I haven't seen that. I've been doing this job since 1984 as a Border Patrol agent. I've never seen the numbers that low. 229 compared to 11,000 a day under Biden. We've doubled the number of criminal aliens arrested. We've doubled the number of illegal aliens arrested in the interior. We've doubled the number of gang members, Tren de Agua and MS-13. President Trump made a promise to American people, and we're keeping that promise. The numbers are extraordinary. We're not there yet. We got more to do, but I look at those numbers this morning, I just shake my head at how much President Trump has accomplished in less than a month.
Thoughts?
All right. So in less than a month, down to 100 and what?
229.
229. Ooh.
From 11,000 daily.
From 11,000 a day. Yeah, to less than 300.
Yeah.
Low, under 250. Yeah. Huge
That's
changes
amazing.
happening, but these are the kinds of things we were expecting. I know that there's a lot of people that are upset right now, especially those people who don't really understand. You know, it's the illegals that they're going after. I understand. I don't know if we have anything about the whole birthright citizenship thing.
No.
Okay. I know that is upsetting to a lot of people, and I have a lot of questions myself regarding the whole birth, born in the U.S. How long have they been here? I know that if people have just merely applied and started the process, I know that they're in no danger whatsoever of getting snatched up. But at the same time, I know that it's like, somebody stops by to use the bathroom, has a baby in the bathroom and says, okay, well, now we own half of your house. No, you don't. You just no. No, you came here to use a bathroom and then you chose to do something different, or you had something else go on. That's not my responsibility to give you half of my house simply because you had a child in my house. It's like, that's not how it works. It's no different. Right. It's something that needs to be addressed. And I think it needs to be made much more clear because the ambiguity is giving reason to a lot of people who are uneducated and don't really know what's going on, gives them reason to fear. And when they fear, they're going to react poorly. And these people who are in fear and reacting poorly are more than likely people on the left, because people who voted for President Trump, most certainly they're looking to get rid of the illegal aliens.
Yeah.
Hey, Carol.
Hey, Carol. Efcon says that's great, but the arrests seem to be lacking.
Yeah, they're focusing on how little is coming in at this point in time. And yes, there's plane flights going out. Yeah, I'd like to hear a lot more about a lot more arrests, but I think the phase that we're in right now is to catch the people who are providing aid and comfort to the enemy, and that being places to hide, warning them whenever there's going to be an ICE raid. They're finding the rats. They're finding out the people who are traitors. Is, I believe, what the main focus is right now. They'll find them, and then the arrests will get more serious. But at the same time, I think they have an idea as to who is and who is not trustworthy. And that's where they separate the wheat from the chaff. Those that are going to Gitmo are probably on a much smaller list of people that they notify that something is going to happen. But that's all speculation at this point.
Right.
F. Clan says, seems these illegals are hide and seek champions back home. Yeah.
Well, that could be.
That could be too.
Yeah. You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you read that, please?
All right. Tom Homan is making operational changes to capture and deport more illegal aliens.
Let's listen.
There you go, F. Clan.
Well, we got to remember the interior arrests conducted by ICE in the interior of the United States is 2.5 times higher than they were a year ago during the Biden administration. So ICE is doing a great job. I'm not happy with the numbers because we got a lot of criminals to find. So what we're talking about right now, we're increasing the number of teams, increase the targeting, the division of ICE that creates a target list of, finding who these people are, what their criminal history is, and where we're most likely to find him. We got to increase the targeting production. So we're doing that now. We're increasing the targeting. We're increasing the teams out there in the field. And finally, I'll be honest with you, sanctuary cities are causing us a lot of work. And rather than arresting a bad guy in Rikers Island, we have to go to the neighborhood and find people that don't want to be found. It is hard because rather than one man arresting one bad guy in a jail, we got to send a whole team to the field to find somebody that doesn't want to be found. And so it's hard work, but we're not giving up. We're coming. Again, the numbers are a lot higher than the Biden administration, but we got to do more. And I've been real clear on that. That's why we're making the operational changes now that I've requested.
Thoughts?
All right. So there is positive movement forward, and that's one of the things that we haven't been hearing about is the increase in the number of arrests that are happening. And keep in mind, it's like skip tracing. How long does it take a repo man to find a car? When somebody's trying to hide it, it's a process, and it takes some time. It takes man hours. It takes resources. And despite the number of resources that our government has, I'm sure that it's not as easy as we would all think it would be, especially considering the spy apparatus that has been unleashed upon the American citizenry. Why is that not being unleashed upon this invading army that's here? I don't know. But it does seem like, we need to pick up the pace. But good thing is Tom Homan isn't pleased about the way things are going. So I'm assuming that it's going to pick up pace at some point in time.
Yeah.
Mike says, what's going on with the charges on AOC? Good question. You got anything about that?
No.
No, not tonight.
Haven't heard anything about
Nothing.
that.
Yeah, nothing verifiable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm sure it's coming. Of course, then again, there was also the thing put against Ilhan Omar by MTG.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I think it's
gonna happen.
Yeah, I think it's just going to take a little bit longer than what any of us are willing to be happy about.
But keep in mind, so many of us were ready for people to kick doors down after the election was stolen.
Mm-hmm.
And so now it's go time, and it's like, okay, let's go. We're all sitting forward in the saddle and we're waiting for the horse to go, but it doesn't seem to be picking up pace yet. And so
Right.
I don't know, slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. That's what I'm going with. Hey, Hope.
Hey, Angie.
How you doing, Angie? Can they not charge these people while in session? I don't have answers for that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I should.
know.
I would like to know.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Or is that just the Senate? Yeah, I don't know, F. Glenn. All right.
Aaron.
Hey, Aaron, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining.
Can
all
you
right.
read that, please?
President Trump's week recapped by Karoline Leavitt.
Let's listen.
Let's listen.
Things have never been busier here at the White House. President Trump delivered on many more of his promises to you, the American people. Let's roll through this historic week in today's MAGA Minute. This week, President Trump became the first sitting president to ever attend a Super Bowl, declared February 9th Gulf of America Day, signed an executive order rolling back Biden's push to phase out plastic straws, secured the release of Pennsylvania teacher and great American Mark Fogel from Russian captivity, bringing the total number of hostages released to 11 since he took office just 4 weeks ago. He implemented a 25% global tariff on steel and aluminum imports to protect our steel and aluminum industries from unfair foreign competition. He introduced the Fair and Reciprocal Tariff Plan to counter unfair trade practices by our foreign trading partners. He established the Make America Healthy Again Commission to fight chronic disease, ended COVID vaccine mandates in schools, and established the National Energy Dominance Council. We are going to drill, baby, drill. See you for next week's MAGA Minute.
Thoughts?
Oh, that's quite a list. That's actually a larger list than most presidents would be able to do in the first 100 days. Yet he's done this in a week. I mean, tons of things are happening. We need to remember that all of these punches are getting thrown out there. All these jabs, jab, 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 jab. And that's going to make it so that way they don't have the ability to fight back, I guess, for lack of a better word. He's doing the exact same thing to the cabal that the cabal did to President Trump. And that's a much bigger beast to be wrestling with. And so it's like a lot of stuff has to happen, but at the same time a lot more stuff has to happen to be able to get a lot of the cracks in the armor to really show themselves. But I will say I did see some news reports today that some of these liberal judges might not be trying to put a kibosh on everything that Trump is doing anymore. So we got that going for us. Maybe they're losing their will to fight. If they lose their will to fight, game over.
Yeah.
In which case, that's the one of the deltas, Q deltas for today is game over. Although I was really hoping that cash was going to get put in today, but oh well.
I think it's coming.
It's coming. Oh yeah, it's coming.
Hey, Don.
Hey, Don.
You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Can you read that, please?
Volodymyr Zelensky drops bombshell about the NATO lie that prompted the Russian invasion.
Let's listen.
A new bombshell just dropped from Volodymyr Zelensky, confirming what many of us have already known, that the Biden-Harris regime, as well as NATO, as well as the globalist elite cabal, did everything they could to push Russia into invading Ukraine. Now, I've spoken about a CNN interview that was done with Volodymyr Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, shortly after the war began. And in that interview, he revealed that, yes, he had talked to, before the war, he had talked to Joe Biden. He had talked to NATO. He asked them, hey, can we join NATO? And they said, no. I mean, it wasn't even maybe or we'll see. No, you're not going to be in NATO. You're never going to be in NATO. Stop trying to make NATO happen. It's not going to happen. But they told him, and he revealed this in this interview on CNN. They told him that, don't tell anybody. Let's pretend like your membership into NATO is still on the table because that's what's going to prevent Russia from invading. In other words, they lied to him. They manipulated him. They used him as a useful idiot to speak their narrative because they knew that Russia's red line was Ukraine joining NATO. They knew that by leaving it on the table, that would increase the likelihood that Russia would invade Ukraine. Of course, Zelensky's like, okay. And then after the fact, they're like, okay, we're going to start propping you up. This is going to make you big. You're going to be like the hero of freedom across the world. And this is going to be great for Ukraine. It's going to, there's going to be some bloodshed, but don't worry. We're going to take care of you. We'll take care of all of this. This is going to get you whatever. I don't know what they promised him, but they promised him a lot of things. But here's the thing. In all of my years of doing analyses of other videos, other news reports, I've had a couple of, hey, take this down, the whatever DMCA requests to take down videos, but never in my life have I had one as adamant, and I mean with literally like aggressive attorney letters, not only saying take it down, but also never mention it again, never post it again, which is why I have not posted it since then. But thankfully, thanks to Jack Posobiec over at Human Events, we have, well, really thanks to Zelensky himself, we now have a clip of him admitting what he told CNN over 3 years ago now. Watch.
Now from President Trump, I heard a lot of messages from them by phone. My first phone call with the President Biden, and my first question, will we be in NATO? He said no. And I said, we will see. And then we had more meetings, more questions, but be very honest, United States, they never saw us in NATO. They just spoke about it. But they really didn't want us in NATO. It's true. I'm not about people, and there are a lot.
You got Lindsey Graham, the neocon, cheering him on right there. Look, I don't know when that clip's from. This just dropped on Posobiec's feed for me just now. And so I wanted to react to it because that's it. There it is. That's what I've been not allowed to post about for so long. So now I finally get to post about it. They knew, they being, I wouldn't say Joe Biden knew because he didn't really know anything at that point, but his people knew that this would be what could prompt Russia to invade. NATO knew, the globalist elite cabal knew, the deep state knew, everybody knew except for useful idiot Volodymyr Zelensky, and he got conned into it. And then again, like I said, it's not like they just left him out to dry. They're like, okay, now that it's happened, oops, we miscalculated. Russia invaded anyway. Oh well, you're still not going to be in NATO, but hey, guess what? You're going to be the Prince of Freedom, a beacon of hope for the world. We're going to send you a whole lot of money, U.S. taxpayer dollars, the best kind of dollars available. And we're going to send you weapons. You can sell half of them or more than half of them. And it's going to be great. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Just hang on. This is going to be great. This is going to be great. That's what they told him. Something to that effect. I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but yeah, now we have finally confirmation that I can publish. I am so excited about this because we've known for a long time. Now, the question that we have to ask is why? Why have they been so adamant about getting Russia to invade Ukraine? Why is this so important to them? And I think the answer is actually quite obvious, but we're not going to talk about it in this particular segment. We'll
Corruption.
save that for a future episode of the J.D. Rucker Show. Follow.
Thoughts?
Do you really think that Zelensky didn't see this one coming? Like, he already knew, obviously, that this was a red line with Russia, with Ukraine becoming of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Just Russia decided that they weren't going to play along and really threw a wrench in that whole deal. Although it did create an environment where tons and tons of corruption and illegal monies were passed through, payoffs, all these other things, 10% for the big guy kind of thing. Of course, then again, that was before Biden was president. So I can only imagine what it looked like over the past 4 years with Biden as the alleged president. Yeah, right. So
Yeah.
we already know that it's easy to put one and one together here to say, oh, okay, Russia was just trying to stop Ukraine from becoming a member of NATO, which it shouldn't be. And then on top of that, it was a huge payoff. And I'm sure that all of that money will be found right back leading into our politicians' pockets. Everybody who wore that little Ukraine flag on their lapel. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that those people may have gotten some money out of all of those deals. So the walls are getting closer and closer for those who have been causing all of these problems. And there has been a ridiculous, unnecessary loss of life. And the American people never really should have decided. I mean, as anti-Nazi as the left is, you think that they would be upset about the swastikas and the legitimate Nazi regiment. Well, it started off as the Azov Battalion, then it became the Azov Regiment after they got all of this money and stuff like that. But maybe the left will actually find a clue and recognize, oh, there's legitimate Nazis there. And dear leader, Joseph Robinette Biden, he was the one working with the Nazis. I don't know how it's going to actually click in their heads, but I hope it happens sooner rather than later. But that's not even on anybody's radar right now because everybody seems to be more worried about whether or not illegals are here illegally.
Well, here's the thing.
Let's hear
Everyone
it.
is so worried about that instead of, hey, we need to be doing the right thing
Mhm.
and not this bull crap.
Well, yeah,
And
100%.
that's where we're at right now. But I think the fact that everything is coming around now, it's
Mhm.
going to get better and better.
It's gonna get better. It's already starting to get better. It doesn't look like, it's all sunshine, rainbows, and unicorn farts or anything like
Right.
that. But we'll get there, and
Yeah.
the foundation has to be created. Keep in mind, there was a depression for the first year after Reagan came into office,
Yeah.
and he didn't have to deal with anywhere near as much as President Trump is having to deal with.
Yeah, that's
And he
true.
had quite a bit of support.
Yeah, very much so.
But President Trump has the mandate. We got to listen to the whining and complaining. But the big difference this time is President Trump's going after their pocketbooks. He's going after the corruption that they all talked about dealing with, but for some reason never had the time to get around to it.
Yeah,
Who knows why?
absolutely. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
How about some Kelly?
All right, we could use some Kelly.
Let's listen.
All righty.
Have you ever heard God speak to you and you knew he was giving you a test? You knew he was asking you to do something, but you said, nah, I'll pass. I'll take this test when I'm ready. Maybe give it to me another time. That ever been you? Well, that used to be me. I would hear God speak to my heart, telling me to go pray for someone, go help someone, be a blessing to someone. But I would always reply, nah, God, I'll catch you next time. I mean, I hate to even admit that, but hold on. I said I used to be like that. You see, when everything changed for me was when I realized maybe what God is asking you to do isn't a test for you at all. Maybe what God is asking you to do is going to be someone else's salvation, is going to be someone else's miracle, someone else's blessing, someone else's breakthrough. Maybe, just maybe, the thing God's telling you to do isn't for you at all, and it's for somebody else. You see, when you reach the understanding that when God is speaking to you, it's because he wants to work through you, it should set a fire in your heart to obey without delay, because we should know if God is asking you to do it, there's absolutely nothing better that you could do. You see, let me show you how this works. Tonight around 7 p.m., we realized we were out of dog food. And now my wife needed to go to the store to get some. And as she's driving down the road, she notices the truck in front of her starting to swerve. And instantly she starts praying for him, because God whispered in her ear and told her to. Understand, she had a choice. She could look and say, that dude's crazy. Or she could be open to the voice of God and say, maybe I don't know why, but I need to stand in the gap for this person. And that is exactly what she did. And here's what happened.
I'm getting real nervous about this guy. He's already almost wrecked 2 or 3 times. Oh, Lord, please protect him. Guys. Oh, Lord. Oh. Lord Jesus, just protect this. Oh, please do not wreck. I do not want to witness that. Lord Jesus, protect this man. Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Please don't go into oncoming traffic. No. Oh, my gosh. So here is where he entered from across the road. He came between these two steel fence posts. And like if he would have hit those, I don't know if they would have fallen over or if he would have just got stopped dead. But I was just praying and he pulled through here. And like, I mean, you saw him all over the road. And he just barely missed these 2 bar ditches. The concrete. And like came through right here on the road. If his truck would have went down in there, it probably would have flipped or something. But he just came through right here and right through the fence. And then he took a hard right next to that, which I'm assuming is gas. I don't know if it is or not, but he's alive. They just loaded him on the stretcher. Put him in the ambulance.
Let me encourage you today. If you feel God speaking to you, no matter what it is, do it. If he says pray for them, pray for them. If he says go meet the need for them, go meet it. Whatever he says, I promise you it's worth it. Somebody else's miracle may be on the other side of your obedience. Somebody else's salvation may be on the other side of what God's asking you to do. Prayer is powerful, my friends. And where 2 or more are gathered and ask for anything in his name, it shall be done. So the question I need to ask is, why are we not praying for more people? So when God presents you with an opportunity today, and he will, obey without delay. Because, I mean, you never know. God may want to do something really amazing, and he wants to do it through you. So think about that for a minute. Hey, if this message
Thoughts?
Make sure y'all check out Kelly K Ministries. Great video. I remember we had seen this like a year or more or so ago, but it's a great reminder. It's a great reminder for us to be listening to what we are being led to do. And it may be as something as simple as saying a prayer. We have no idea what's going on in the world. And we should always be looking for a way to be of service to the world around us. And nobody else may see it because it could just be a silent prayer inside of a car. You have no idea. But we should be open to whatever it is we're being led to do. And if we are so convicted, then we must follow through with it. It's one of those things where delayed obedience is disobedience. And so we need to make sure that when we are inspired to do something, that we are actually doing those things. And it'll make all the difference in the world.
Absolutely.
May not seem like it right away, but in the end, it's may not be for us to see. We have no idea why things happen.
Yeah, we just have to walk in that faith.
Mm-hmm. Without a doubt.
You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you read that, please?
Yes. Stephen Miller confirms foreign fraud rings stealing billions in taxpayer benefits.
Let's listen.
What are the plans to do so if those records are obtained?
Well, as we know, there's a massive amount of fraud in this country. You have, for example, foreign fraud rings. These are foreign nationals who come into the United States. They use fake Social Security numbers. They use fake identities to steal billions in taxpayer benefits. There's no way to know until DOGE gains full access exactly how much money we're talking about. But over a 10-year normal budget window, you could be talking about saving over $1 trillion by clamping down on massive fraud in our tax and entitlement systems, including, again, those carried out by organized fraud and theft rings. A very important point in all this is to understand that DOGE are subordinate staffers of the federal government. They are political appointees, just like me, just like everyone else in the White House, that serve and answer to the president. So we're not talking about an outside private entity. We're talking about the existing federal staff of the federal government performing their statutory and constitutional duty.
Thoughts?
All right. So billions of dollars have disappeared, and people are going to, again, they're not attacking whether or not the information is correct. They're trying to argue whether or not the Department of Government Efficiency is even legitimate. And it pisses them off because in the end, it cuts into their pockets. And when it hits their pockets, we know that that matters more than anything else, because that's what they have to protect, because in the end, it's their freedom, because they chose greed and corruption over doing the right thing for the American people. Now, those cries and whines coming from these corrupt individuals who are attacking, the people as opposed to the information that they're saying, they don't have another choice. So they have to go through the rigmarole. And then once that happens, then as the truth comes out, and I know we're waiting for these big bombshells, but I know once the truth comes out, it is going to take people's faith and confidence away from a lot of these people who have been lying to the American people, have been lying in coordination with the Mockingbird legacy media. And so what little credibility any of those clowns have is not going to help them in the future. And a good defense lawyer should be at the top of their concern list. Of course, then again, I did see a news article about the fact that defense lawyers has been a huge search string in the Washington, D.C. metro.
Yeah.
Wonder why.
Gee, interesting.
Yeah. That sounds like they're all going to lawyer up.
Yeah.
I hope y'all got in sooner rather than later, because I know that the bad ones will be the ones left behind. That means you'll be screwed. Try to cut a deal if you can.
Right.
But Q said no deals. So I don't know how that's going to work.
We'll have to
Good
wait
luck.
and see. Have to wait and see.
Learn to code.
Yep. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's listen.
You just closed it. There we go.
Well, it looks like DOGE just uncovered one of the biggest overpayments that they have found so far. $2.7 trillion in Medicare and Medicaid going overseas. Who got that money? That's 8% of our national debt. It went overseas and nobody knows. Nobody knows where it is. No wonder our healthcare system here in the United States is so fucked up. That's 7.5% of our $36 trillion U.S. debt. Like, I can't even believe the stuff that they're uncovering. Like, no wonder we're in so much debt. No wonder, like, people can't afford to put food on their table here in the United States. Like, there should be nobody in this country that should be homeless or that should be going hungry. Nobody. And this needs to be fixed. And thank God for Elon. Thank God they are finding this out now.
All right. Kay's not feeling good. All right. So $2.7 trillion in U.S. taxpayer money being wasted in the Medicare Medicaid program, and it's all being sent overseas. How interesting. All right. So I think we're going to go ahead and end this show tonight because Kay's not feeling good, and y'all don't need to be hearing that either. And I'm going to take care of the wife. Y'all have a great night, and thanks for your patience, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. It's not working. It's not letting me. There we go.